So this is the trailhead here off Raquel for Floyd Lamb Park. One of the nice things when the city of Las Vegas took over this park is they put in this trailhead here. And this means you don't have to pay the fee to get into the park. And you can just drive right up here and get on the new walking paths that they also put in. So once leaving Floyd Lamb Park and you've reached the wash, you can see there's the park in the distance over there. You reach a very large open area, some trash over there, into the housing development over there. In the distance you'll see the Clark County shooting range, and you should hear a few rounds being shot off. Wash. This is the main wash in North Las Vegas. Also, I see a small pile of rocks over there that I can check out next at the edge of the wash. Once you get down into the wash, you'll find this dirt road here, part of this power line corridor. And there's also quite a few. This is March. There's quite a few of these purple flowers here. And the orange ones are out too. But your goal here is just to get across. There's 2 or 3 parallel dirt roads that follow the power lines. We're just going to cross those and get to the other side into those dirt mounds over there. That's the real thing we've come here to see. Once you come down the power line road a little bit over there, come up this way a little further east, and across this little hill. And the power lines continue off in the distance. We are a lot closer to the shooting range now. You can hear the shots a lot better. This is the furthest east I'm planning to walk today. Our destination is these chalky white hills here, which we're going to do a diagonal heading northwest on. When you're walking in the wash, you have a lot of options. There's no defined trail. On the north side of this section of the wash, there's a dirt road. It's actually fairly smooth to walk on. You can also opt for the high road on top of any of these ridges. There's usually an ability to walk up there. It's a little windy today, so I'm not doing that. And according to sources, a lot of these edges of these cliffs here are where they get the camel fossils that are probably around 10,000 years old. So keep your eye out as you're walking along them. Up here on the high road, I noticed a sign sticking out. There aren't actually, I've seen a single sign yet on this entire trail, and it looks like it's a memorial to, I'm guessing, Roxy the dog. Up here on the high road, up the North Las Vegas Ridge. Looking back, you can see the power lines. You get quite a good view if you're on the high road. It's just a little windier today. Far distance, you see Tule Springs Park, where we entered from. So we're about to hit the so we're on the this west expanse, the north side of the wash now. There's the Sheep Mountain Range in the distance up there. As we pan to the left, all the way there on the left is the Castle Rock, which is a very long walk if you ever choose to do it someday. And you start to see all the white stuff here. lines in the distance. And there's the park over there we came from, so we're going to make a beeline straight back to that. So on returning to the power lines here, I've noticed that this area has really been cleaned up. There's not a lot of trash. Previous visits here, it's been pretty trashy, so I think some effort's been made to clean up this area, and I think off-road vehicles are banned now, so it should stay this way. There's still a few little trash piles you'll see here and there, but nothing compared to bad as it used to be. Just crossed over the power lines here, and there's a sea of these purple flowers here. Let me get out of the sun. They seem to like the disturbed earth here. That looks like it's part of a flood control basin here for the power lines. As you can see, they're all over the place here. So after crossing the power lines out there, and we've intersected with this trail / old road that should lead us back into the park. It's actually got little hills on it here and there. Okay, I'm back on the actual road to the park. There's two hilly roads about halfway between the power lines and the park. Either one of those is the road to the park. Those won't parallel the power lines, so just skip over those if you're walking those. The actual road to the park is fairly flat. So here we are, leaving the road we've been following, and here's one of many places you can enter and exit the park. It's a walking area. The dirt roads surrounding the park are amazingly clean, so if you're ever taking a walk here at Floyd Lamb Park and you want to enlarge your walk or go a little further, it's pretty easy to do so. There's lots of little paths leading in or out of the main park complex. Here we are back in the park. Over there in the distance is one of the many bridge structures the park has. Floyd Lamb Park's walking paths are actually quite extensive. Just to get out of the park from my car is about 1.5 miles one-way walk. It's all on this nice, very fine gravel walking path, very comfortable in hiking shoes. So it just adds to the niceness of this area. And they even have all these little shade structures. For the hotter days, you can't see this one with all the bushes in the way. But on my way back, I noticed a little side trail. And it looks like it leads to one of the old structures of the Tule Springs area. It's this nice shaded area. It's obviously some man-made improvements to this at some point. There's no signs or markings to show them exactly what this little area is for. We can only take our best guesses as to what goes on here. But I could probably do a whole video just on Floyd Lamb Park and all the little trails here. If you live on the north side of town, I'm sure this is one of your regular parks to go to. You might also notice there are quite a few houses that border the trail, but they're all gated communities, so there's no real shortcuts to get into this side of the park that you can easily get to. So you're still stuck walking 1.5 miles just to get from one end to the other. So I guess, despite all the no parking signs, I guess you can park on this little... The no parking signs aren't directly in front of the trail though, so I guess you have a little bit of area here to park. Let's see, what's the name of this street? Maggie Street, I think this is. So here's a no parking sign over there. But I do see someone parked here. When I came by here earlier, I wasn't sure, so I parked just a little 1/2 mile down. Yeah, This is Maggie Avenue. And apparently, just about a quarter mile down on Brent Avenue, it looks like some people are parked here. I only saw one no parking sign, but it didn't look legitimate. It looked like it was glued to somebody's fence. So I see at least one person parked here, although it is unpaved. So obviously Maggie Avenue, further up the street and closer to the north side, is probably the preferred parking area.